Great Debaters Contest is brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa.
Meru County is the place and debate is the name of the game. Welcome to the Great Debaters Contest. I am Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Nyambok. Meru School and Mitutu girls. The motion being, innovation has led to the increase of unemployment. Who will be victorious?
Proposer number 1, you have 3 minutes.
Innovation is introduction of new things, ideas or ways of doing things. This is according to Oxford Dictionary 8th edition. What is unemployment? Is the facts of a number of people having no jobs. For sure, I agree. I totally concur with the motion. Innovation has led to unemployment. How? There has been introduction of computers, which has rendered the resource persons to be ignored. Internet, instead of a person going and do that statistics research, then come and say these are the figures. I just sit down with my computer, one person, and the information is out. What about if there was no this innovation? We could be hired as a group. Go out, go to the rural, go to the village, fight for us what causes this and this. But if I want to know what is the cause of malaria in a certain place, I just Google. That's the cause of unemployment by innovation. Innovation has led to retrenchment of workers. If I may ask, what happened to the postal corporation? 3,200 employees were retrenched by Telcom. Why? Simply because there is innovation of new ideas of doing things. Innovation has led to unemployment. Innovation has brought us mobile phones, computers, which lead to access of social facilities. What if there were not these mobile phones? A messenger could simply earn a living, could carry a packet of flour home. Why? He has been sent to take a letter to a certain place. For sure. Is it not true? Innovation has caused unemployment? Innovation has caused unemployment. Please, I know you are ladies and gentlemen of substance, and time is of much essence to you. I beg to rest my case there at the moment.
Opposers, you have 3 minutes for your opening statements.
The best way to predict the future is to invent. Helen Osheke from Mitutu Girls, and I want to oppose this motion that says innovation has led to an increase in unemployment. The President of America, Barack Obama, simply said that in America, innovation doesn't change our life. This is how we earn a living. In the 21st century, innovation is what produces wealth, creates jobs. The Kaufman Foundation finds it nearly that all the net job creation in the economy comes from innovation. So innovation has helped us to get employment. Let's take an example. Like, for example, innovation is an interesting consequence. It comes up with an interesting consequence. It is time to innovate. It is time to innovate and get the technology we have. For example, in the industry, in the security industries, if we use the CCTV cameras, then the business investors will be able to feel secure. And if they feel secure, they're going to invest their businesses, and through that, we're going to get employment. So innovation has simply brought employment. Another thing, for example, when it comes to the innovation of hairdressing, so many people are getting self-employment through hairdressing. And this is how people are earning their living. So let's stick to that. Innovation has brought employment. It cannot bring to unemployment because my fellow colleagues say that the computers are going to lead to unemployment. Now, do you expect the computers to fall from heaven like manna? They need people to make them. What is that? That is employment. So simply, innovation is helping us to get employment. And so many people are going to get employment and earn a living. And you're going to raise the standard of living, especially in our developing countries. Don't say that innovation is bringing unemployment. The only thing that is lacking is the skills. People don't have the skills. So go get educated, get the technique skills, and then you're going to get employment. So innovation has brought employment. I rest my case. Thank you.
Time now for rebuttals. We'll begin with the proposers. You have 3 minutes.
Wangaiga Kuru from Meru School would like to correct my honorable opponents. You say innovation creates jobs. I beg to differ. Let us look, a case in point is Britain, the agrarian revolution. In Britain, between 1750 and 1850 AD, we had a point of enlightenment, the Renaissance era. It was known as the era of industrial revolution. Inventors like Edmund Cartwright in 1789 invented the steam-powered weaving loom. Now, if we look back at this, there were women, children, who would weave clothes, but just because one man invented a steam-powered weaving loom, look at all those women and children who are now unemployed because of one machine. And then you want to tell me that innovation creates jobs. How? She has also said that the CCTV cameras, a new innovation, make you feel secure. Let me ask you, just because one device records you and records what happens, will it make you secure, or will you feel secure because you know you have someone there to protect you? And also, she has said that these computers, I quote, will not fall from heaven. True, for God did not create machines, he created human beings. And he said everyone must work to eat. But how do you expect me to work if a machine takes my jobs? Yes, the computers don't make themselves, but there are machines that make computers, machines that make cars, machines that make, well, the clothes you wear. The agrarian revolution. We can see that European countries mechanized. Take example, France, mechanized in 1825, Germany in 1840. And what did this mean for the people? The invention of the plows, the invention of the combined harvesters, like the iron plow successfully took over the wooden plow. And now with all these machines for plowing, harvesting, threshing, the need for human labor diminished. And what does this mean? Unemployment. Ladies and gentlemen, innovation, though good in theory, when actually applied, has very many harmful effects on the people. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, if we have here a man who earns his salary by burning charcoal, if you hire or if you invent, let's say, a furnace for burning these trees, and this furnace can say burn around 200 trees, in the time it would take one man to cut down 2-3 trees and make charcoal from them, wouldn't that render the man obsolete? It would render him obsolete, leading to unemployment. Thus, innovation causes unemployment.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
In 1800, most of the Americans were working in the quote chambers. Somebody innovated a machine that could work in the chambers, but then these machines that he came up with need to be operated with people. So do you want to mean that those people are not employed? Also, my friend has said that the machines did not fall from heaven to earth because simply God had created the humans, not the machines. Yes, these machines were created by humans. And these machines can, most of them, lead to employment because you'll find that some machines need to be washed. Some machines need to be operated. You can't just leave the machine to operate by itself. Another issue is that, like the one who came up with the idea of building buildings like Times Tower, he innovated that idea. So that the Times Tower needs some people to clean it. It needs some people to lead the people who are going up the building. I will end by saying, to be ahead, you must have the next idea in mind. Thank you.
Pesa, I can spend money and in a minute. It can go to any zone, relax. You've got M-Pesa. Safaricom, the better option. Safaricom, the better option.
Take part in the M Challenge by sending your short song, rap, or poem about Safaricom M-Pesa on WhatsApp, and you could win 1,000 shillings in Safaricom airtime.
The proposers have been asked if innovation and those ideas do not come from the ideas of men. And the opposers have been asked, is innovation the only way to get wealth? And if there are other ways, if they could expound on them. Proposer number 3, you have 3 minutes.
I'm Kevin Mudomi from Meru School. I've been asked if this innovation is not coming from people's ideas. I have to tell you that the people making these ideas are self-centered people who are not after paying people. You find if I have a company and I'm having about 20 people to pay, that is increasing a lot of money because I'll have to be having a big wage bill. But when I make a machine which can do that work faster, these people are not going to be there and I'm going to be saving a lot of money. You see, these people, they are going to be left unemployed when they are removed from that company. This idea which has come from this person has led to these people becoming poor and unable to stand for their children. Okay. As I was about to say, there are these things about cashless money, cashless transactions of money. You find there are cashiers in banks, there are cashiers who are working for people, whereby you come with your money, the cashiers to do everything for you, processing, taking pictures of you, and doing all that. But you find when you are having these ATMs, these cashiers are no longer in the banks. You come with your ATM card to do everything. These people who have been removed from those banks, they are left unemployed. All I'm saying is that this innovation has left these people unemployed. This person was taking care of about 3 children, if I may to say. Those children were in university, high school, and even the person himself has to take care of his family by providing food. This money which has not been there, this money which this person has not received, it has left him unemployed. Okay, you go to companies which include mining. You find people are living in places like Turkana. People are living in places like Kwale. They have a lot to mine. But when these people like the Chinese came up with these machines like dredgers, these people are left unemployed. Another issue is coming when these people, they have been bringing about things concerning synthetic fibers. These synthetic fibers, there are people who are growing sisal crops. These sisal crops, they were having about 50 people who have to do the work of taking care of the sisal farms, taking care of these sisal plants, ensuring the sisal plants are well taken care of through things like manure, adding manure. But to find when they brought these things about fibers, these synthetic fibers, these people who are working in those farms, they are lacking jobs because this work does not involve a lot of people, it involves machines. What I'm saying is that this work has led to people becoming criminals. You find there are crimes. We go to the genesis of all this crime, it is because of the innovation which has been brought by these people who are self-centered, who are coming up with ideas which are reducing the work for others. Thank you.
Opposer number 3, you have 3 minutes to respond to the audience.
You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Lucy Nyamburu is my name from Mitutu Girls. Innovation has led to employment. This is simply because the cars on our streets has become more computerized. So to us, the job of maintaining and fixing these vehicles, hence that bringing employment through innovation. Innovation of medicine has led to creation of job opportunities simply because people have developed a taste of knowing more about medicine and therefore doing some more research on the field of medicine, thus leading to specialization on various disciplines, e.g. doctors, nurses. I'd like to tell you, my fellow colleague, as you have said, the case about Turkana. Let me tell you, those people, they have not lost their job simply because of the innovation like the drilling machines. Those people, they have got employment because those drilling machines, they can't work on themselves. It has helped them simply because those people at first, they were doing a tiresome job, and now that innovation is there and we have some new methods which we can use and reduce the work. Why can't we just adhere to it? Innovation. It's one of the major things that is helping our country, not only our country, but even the outside country in gaining wealth. Simply because each and every day, people are coming up with new ideas, and those ideas, they are really helping us. And if they are not helping us, I don't see the reason as to why people should be coming up with this idea. And now that people are coming with this idea and they are helping us, I think we should, all of us, adhere to those ideas and try and use them because they will help us and they are helping us. Thank you very much.
Final submissions. Proposers, you have a minute.
New brooms sweep clean, but we should not forget the old ones know every corner of the house. New things, new ideas, new dreams, new visions. Dreams seem good when we are asleep, but when we wake up and face the reality is when we realize they were just dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, 3,200 workers lost their jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, that is when the postal corporation retrenched the workers. Is that seriously, is that not more than enough to agree, to concur that innovation has caused unemployment? Seriously? The man proposing the motion is Peter Mwanda from Meru School. Thank you.
Opposers, you have 1 minute as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's high time we open our eyes and realize that innovation is helping us in our living. Innovation is bringing employment. Let's take an example of what we've been told by my fellow colleague, that in the farming industry, yeah, people lost their job because the machines were introduced. But again, it came to that the machines could not just fall from heaven like manna. The machines need to be made. So some people got employment in the machines to make the machines. And innovation is bringing up employment. And it's going to help us because there are new ideas. If then they're not helping us, then why are people coming up with more ideas of innovation? If innovation is not helping us, then people should stick with their old ways. Let's stick to this motion that innovation is simply bringing employment and not unemployment. Thank you.
Peter, always a good speaker and you command presence, and that is very commendable of you. So it's been consistent in terms of how your style and your presentation. However, this time round, you had more time left to yourself before you left. And so based on that, you're penalized. There was still room for more points to increase the weight of your argument. And so we felt like that was not well tackled. Wangai, good cross-examination, listening to your opponents, and good examples. I like the examples of the harvesting machines, for example. We know recently there was all this introduction of the harvesting machines of tea in some of the tea zones in Kenya, and workers were demonstrating and asking where they are going to go because there were no jobs. Kelvin, you tackled the questions very well and you're still okay. That's a good pace.
Mitutu girls, again, great job. You did very well. Helen, you have stage presence and you're very confident and you command the audience's attention, which is very good. However, you did not use your time properly. Rosemary, again, you come in and do your cross-examination very well. And I love your confidence, even as you stand up to speak. Lucy, you read too much and you don't have eye contact with your audience. And that is something that you'd need to work on. What I would have wanted to hear is, and maybe because of time, that in terms of defining innovation, I think that the people that defined innovation, again, were very abstract in how they did it. Looking at it as an effective way to be able to increase productivity in whatever sector that you're addressing. When you look at it that way, then it becomes a lot easier for you to articulate, the topic that you've been given. But good job by the two schools.
To the girls, Helen, truth be told, you're a good speaker, strong stage presence, you have a good voice. But in my comment sheet, I indicated the aspect of content. Possibly what was lacking was content. Rosemary, you came in handy, but there is a bit of hesitation in your presentation. And at one point I said, work on your delivery and verbal fluency. When you hesitate a lot in the course of your presentation, you can easily lose your listeners. And the same applies to Lucy. I think the two of you, Rosemary and Lucy, you can really work on your verbal fluency so that you give Helen possibly the support that she requires. So as a team, maybe you need to work on your reorganization and also possibly need to work on verbal fluency. To Meru School is just a commendable job, and I think every time one guy speaks, there is a lot that I learn from him. Such a good speaker, composed. I love your confidence and your stage presence. He's a very good speaker. To the two teams, it was a fair attempt.
We'll begin with Mitutu Girls. The judges gave you 66%. Meru School got 68.6%. That means they've won.
So we'd like to appreciate Safaricom M-Pesa, KBC Channel 1, and urge you all to follow us on Twitter, at Great Debaters Contest, East Africa. I'm Austin Nyambok.
And I am Mariam Bishar. We'll see you next time.
The Great Debaters Contest was brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa.